What if the future has already sent us whispers of what's to come? What if, in moments of profound stillness, glimpses of a world on the brink of unprecedented change are revealed? For one man, a series of startling visions painted a future so intense, it demands our attention. A world facing new forms of conflict, natural forces unleashed, and a spiritual awakening on a global scale. Today, we delve into a prophetic update that journeys from the heart of America to the shores of Japan and beyond. Welcome to Pure Mind Think. We're a community that explores the deeper questions of life, faith, and the path ahead. If you're seeking to understand our world through a spiritual lens, consider subscribing and joining our journey. We're so glad to have you with us. Today, we explore the recent prophetic words of Brandon Biggs, an American pastor from Oklahoma, who has, in the past, shared visions that many believe have come to pass. His latest messages, delivered with a sense of urgent conviction, sketch out a timeline of immense global upheaval, but also one of profound hope. So, what has been revealed? And more importantly, what does it mean for us? Our journey begins with a vision that challenges everything we know about modern warfare. In a moment of deep prayer, Biggs described being shown a weapon that defies our current understanding. Imagine standing on the soil of Eastern Europe, near Poland. Suddenly, the sky ignites with the light of a falling sun. A wave of heat, an unspeakable energy, washes over the land. But this is not what you think. No, a voice spoke to him in the vision, this is not a nuclear bomb. He saw a blast that could eliminate human life within a 50-mile radius, instantly, silently. Yet, the strangest, most chilling detail was what remained. Buildings stood untouched. Cars remained gleaming. The infrastructure was perfectly preserved. The vision explained the motive. The desire is for the land, not its destruction. This weapon, he was told, is a tool of conquest that leaves the prize intact. He warned that its deployment is being strategically timed, waiting for the perfect moment when the winds of conflict blow just right. Does such a technology exist in the shadows, waiting for its moment on the world stage? It's a chilling thought, a testament to the dark capabilities that may lie hidden from public view. As we contemplate such man-made threats, it's natural to look for a counterbalance, a source of peace. This human quest is universal. Let's journey for a moment to the ancient city of Kyoto, Japan. Here, amidst the tranquil torii gates and whispering bamboo forests, the traditions of Shinto and Buddhism have for centuries taught a different way. They speak of harmony with nature, of finding stillness within, and of the sacredness of every living thing. It is a belief that the greatest strength is not in weapons of destruction, but in the purity of a quiet mind and a compassionate heart. This ancient wisdom reminds us that for every destructive impulse in the world, there exists an equally powerful impulse for peace and preservation. Perhaps this is the spiritual battle of our time. But the visions shift from the conflicts of man to the agitations of the earth itself. The second major prophecy is a natural event of catastrophic proportions, the eruption of Mount Fuji, in a vision dated for the near future. Specifically June 4, 2025, Biggs saw this sacred, sleeping giant awaken with terrifying force. He described not just an eruption, but the entire mountaintop blowing apart in a deafening roar. Rivers of fiery lava and suffocating ash would pour down, swallowing the landscape and plunging the sprawling metropolis of Tokyo into darkness. The ground would shake with a violence that felt like the planet itself was groaning in pain. Scientists acknowledge that Mount Fuji is an active volcano, and its last eruption in 1707 was devastating, with seismic activity on the rise globally. Many experts agree that the pressure within the earth is building. Could this sacred mountain, a symbol of Japan's soul, be destined to reshape the nation's future? And the vision did not end there. He saw the Mount Fuji event as a catalyst, awakening the entire Pacific Ring of Fire, from Alaska and Canada, down through the American West, across to Italy and Hawaii. A chain reaction of volcanic and seismic events would begin. He spoke with particular concern for America's own supervolcanoes, like Yellowstone, warning that an eruption could cover the nation in a thick, gray, ash-like substance, grinding life to a halt. Are these the birth pains the ancient texts speak of? A great shaking, not just of nations, but of the very ground beneath our feet? This idea of a great shaking isn't just geological, it's deeply spiritual. In times of immense trial, humanity has always looked upward. Picture the shepherd David, composing his psalms under the starry skies of the Judean desert, finding solace in his faith amidst chaos. Think of the mystics of all faiths, who saw in times of darkness an opportunity for the divine light to shine brightest. They teach that when the world we know is shaken, it is to loosen our grip on the temporary and to reach for the eternal. It is a call to awaken, to remember that we are more than just physical beings, but souls on a journey. This brings us to the final, and perhaps most politically charged, part of the prophecy. A vision concerning the fate of Taiwan. Biggs described seeing a symbolic red dome descend over the island, signifying a time of immense internal strife and political turmoil. He saw a society divided, weakened from within by disinformation and infiltration. And in that moment of vulnerability, he witnessed a swift, lightning-fast takeover by Chinese forces. It was not a prolonged war, but a rapid strategic strike that seized control of the government so quickly the world could barely react. The most perplexing question in his vision was, where was America? Why was there no intervention? The vision then provided a surreal answer at that very moment. The United States was paralyzed, dealing with the aftermath of the previously mentioned geological catastrophes. A strange, gray, jelly-like substance, perhaps the volcanic ash, he saw, covered the eastern half of the country, from Louisiana to Canada, completely preoccupying the nation and preventing any response. This scenario, of course, exists within a prophetic vision, but it raises profound questions about global stability and the unforeseen events that could shift the balance of power in an instant. Could a natural disaster on one side of the world enable a military action on the other? It's a sobering reminder of how interconnected and how fragile our world truly is. Faced with such overwhelming visions of disaster and conflict, it would be easy to fall into fear. But the core message of these prophetic updates is not to incite panic, but to ignite prayer. The call to action is a spiritual one. He speaks of the need to pray for our nations, for our leaders, and for protection over our cities. He specifically mentioned seeing sleeper cells in major U.S. cities like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Miami, and urged that only the fervent prayers of the righteous could avert these planned tragedies. He saw threats against our leaders and our way of life, but he also saw a divine hand of protection available to those who ask for it. This is not about politics. It is about seeking spiritual covering for the nations we call home. We are encouraged to stand in the gap, to believe that our faith is a shield. As he puts it, fear that is tolerated contaminates faith. The choice, then, is to focus not on the storm, but on the one who can calm it. Ultimately, what do we do with information like this? Whether these events unfold exactly as seen or not, they serve as a powerful wake-up call. They urge us to examine our own lives, our priorities, and our spiritual foundations. Are we living each day with purpose? Are we building our house on solid rock or shifting sand? The message of the end times is not meant to be one of finality and doom, but one of transition and hope. Across many faiths, there is a belief in a coming age of renewal, a time when the Creator will make all things new. For Christians, it is the blessed hope of Christ's return, the belief that no matter how dark the night gets, the dawn is coming. He is not a distant deity, but a loving Father, who has prepared a table for us in the presence of our enemies, who offers peace that surpasses all understanding. The journey ahead may be a marathon, not a sprint. It will require endurance, persistence, and an unwavering faith. But we are not to walk in fear. We are to walk in the authority and love given to us, knowing that He who is in us is greater than he who is in the world. Look up, for our redemption draws near. Thank you for joining us on this profound journey at Pure Mind Think. The world is complex, but through faith and understanding, we can navigate the times ahead with courage and hope. What are your thoughts on these prophecies? Share them respectfully in the comments below. And if this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to be part of our community. Until next time, may your mind be clear, your heart be peaceful, and your spirit be strong.